So here are five pieces of information or things to try to record while you or your loved one or someone you know is still at the accident scene after a car crash. So number one, and probably the most important, get the name, contact information, and insurance company name of the other driver and anyone else involved in the crash. Try not to leave the accident scene without that. Yes, the police will usually get that information and include it in their police report, but make sure that you get it if you can. Take a copy or take a picture of the other driver's driver's license and insurance card if they will let you do that. Number two, take pictures, take video of the scene, of the vehicles, obviously noting any damage to the vehicles, license plates, street signs so you can locate it, mile markers if you're out on the interstate, anything to identify where things happened, skid marks, scuff marks, scrapes, debris, damage, debris that comes off the vehicles or broken parts that end up on the car on the road. Road conditions: is there snow, ice? Are they wet? Are they dry? Things like that. Pay attention to other businesses or homes in the area that may have a camera of some sort, a security camera that points towards any part of the accident scene or the sort of the streets or roadways leading up to wherever the crash happened. Things like banks, gas stations. I know from experience in the Midwest that Quick Trips tend to have very good surveillance cameras all over the place. So if you're in the vicinity of a Quick Trip, there's a reasonably good chance that they caught some or all of the crash on video. Why is that important? The security footage is not kept indefinitely. Most places record over stuff. They rewrite over the tapes unless someone tells them to preserve it. And for different businesses, it may be 30 days, maybe less, maybe more before that surveillance footage, any of that is lost, people's ring doorbells and things like that. So it's really important to be looking around and again, take pictures, video of the surroundings, try to identify any place that may have captured some or all of the events so that you can bring that to an attorney and they can work right away trying to capture that stuff before it gets lost. You want to get the police officer's name, make sure find out who's responding. Depending on where you're at, it may be sheriffs, it may be the local police, could be highway patrol, could be all those. Try to gather information on who's actually at the scene. If there are ambulances there, find out which ambulance service is there. A lot of times you'll have fire and rescue. At least in the Midwest, a lot of times those are volunteer fire and rescues to see if you can identify the township or city, whoever that brought the the first responders out there, because sometimes they will record information, take pictures, things like that while they're at the scene. So we really want to try and gather that while you're out there. Write down what happened or make a recording of what happened. Now, one thing to keep in mind here: anything you write down or anything you say or record about the crash, whether it's on Facebook or even writing it down or making a note in your phone, will likely be discoverable, which means that it will have to be produced later on to the insurance company, to the lawyers for the other drivers if a litigation ensues, unless you or your loved one talks to an attorney first, asks about making notes and journals and diaries, and if the attorney instructs you to do that, that may provide a protection. That may keep that stuff confidential, but you want to talk to a lawyer first about that. So that's the only thing to keep in mind. But keep track. Make notes of time of day, weather, temperature, things like that, because not all of that stuff gets into the police report, and you want to be able to provide as much information as you can to the insurance company or to your attorney later on, depending on how things go.